Hi folks, welcome to Lifestyle Vanya again. Welcome for all of you, my fans, for all of your time. And today I wanted to talk about the limits we put on ourselves. This is all a prelude to a live discussions that I will have coming up later on this week on Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will be talking about breaking down what's really going on in your brain, the chemicals and all that stuff. So today I want to talk about the sort of limits we set on ourselves and why we do that, why we do what we do. Fear drives us all. I remember I wanted to tell a story about a person who was so scared, and I ran out of time last time, of a lady who was in her 80s, and this gentleman who wrote a beautiful book, Personality Isn't Permanent, which should give us all hope that it's never too late to change. It really never is. And your choices dictate your future. Your choices dictate your personality. All those personality tests like Myers-Briggs and all that other stuff you'll hear if you actually look it up. The lady, Mrs. Myers-Briggs. She was really a housewife with no formal education, nor not really a psychologist, psychiatrist, or cognitive behavior therapist or anything like that. She just used her own life story and said, you know what, you have to accommodate people as they are, this and that, because if you're this color or that color or this personality or whatever. Me? Well, I must have multiple personality disorder because I'm a little bit of everything. Anyway, I wanted to tell a little story about mindset, about what we do and how we allow sometimes our past ruminate us. He tells an interesting story about this lady that he met in convention as a writer. And she just came in, she was older, she was in her 80s. And she always wanted to write, or 70s or something like that. And she always wanted to write a children's book story. But she remember, he actually asked her, why have you not done that? I guess they struck up a conversation. And she simply said that the reason why is because when she was in art class, she was coloring and she was drawing characters. And her art teacher, in front of the entire class, went up to her and started correcting her picture in front of everybody, and she was the only one he did that to, and she never forgot it. She was so humiliated that for the next 50 years she dreamt of doing that, writing kids' stories. And the only reason why she never did is because of that one incident that happened 50 years earlier. 50 years, people. So this is what I'm trying to say is that if you live in your past, you're gonna stay there. And you'll always keep doing, and you'll never achieve it. But if you don't imagine it, you can achieve it. So he said to her, why don't you try? Like, leave that in the past. Maybe the professor, you have to reframe your past sometimes in order to help yourself. Sometimes that's just kind of like the jailbreak for your brain. So he told her, maybe he was actually just trying to help you out. Have you considered that? Just no, because she was so humiliated she didn't want to do it. So the moral of that story, this story, is don't let other people let you get stuck in the past. Don't let yourself get stuck in your past because of what other people have done. Perhaps you can understand what they were trying to do. Perhaps they're just idiots. So get over it. It's not your fault. Don't let them live in your brain rent free. Go for your dreams, people. If you can't imagine it, it will not happen. It's really that simple. So start imagining. Dream big. Dream really big. I always say, shoot for the moon. Maybe you'll catch a star. So that's it for now. And then, well, there might be a couple more little stories, but other than that, Friday, I'm doing a story about brain chemistry. On Monday, I'm gonna give you my story. And then the next live show, one after that, so the third show, is going to be about answering some of the questions that you guys have been posting on TikTok for me. Some are inappropriate, so I will not touch those. I'm sorry, that's just me. But I will answer quite a few of them because there's a lot of them. And I also want to answer some questions that I've found on Reddit. I know you guys have heard me, and not many people actually talk about that stuff. But Reddit is actually very, very helpful, specifically for mental health or for just wellness. There's so many kids that go exactly to those places because they don't want to go and post the questions on Facebook and have everybody look at them, so they go anonymously on these sites. Say, you know what, so and so told me I'm bipolar, or I've got Asperger's disease, so this or that. What does that mean? How do I deal with that? So there's lots of lost people, especially right now. And anyway, that's it. So don't get stuck in your past and dream big. Take care. Love you.